Okay, now comes to setting up your profile. Much of what I'm going to cover here was already covered in video 2, lesson 1, but I'm going to go over it again because I know sometimes it helps hearing certain things again when setting up your profile. But I'm going to focus on a few different points. One, as you know before, when you set up your account, you were given the choice to set up some boards along with it as well, and we'll also cover that at a later time. But specifically, we're going to focus on your profile. Obviously, you want your email address. Like I said before, I keep the email settings at the default to where I'm notified when somebody either pins or somebody makes a comment. Now, when you start getting more and more followers on, then you might eventually only want to change it to when somebody just sends you a comment or comments on one of your boards. And there's a password, we went over the first name and last name, also username. Now, what I want to stop on right here is the about area. This is a very key area. For one thing, it's searchable by Google and other search engines. So what you have or what you do, what your business is very key that you want to include keywords in there. Now, keywords, that will also be covered specifically on keyword research. Okay, right now, just look at for what we're talking about here. This is what needs to be. Now, you can feel free to skip ahead and look at the keyword research because this is very, very essential in getting found on the internet. So make sure you put in, like I have in here on mine, I'm a social media consultant. I have that keyword in here. Okay, my specialty areas, one of them is Twitter marketing, SEO, article marketing, WordPress blog. So those particular things I keep in there. Also membership sites. I keep those particular keywords in there so when Google does do the search, or Yahoo or Bing or whatever search engine, and they will search this, because we're going to discuss later on how to get them to search it and how to get them to search it faster than normal. That'll be in another module as well. Again, we'll go back to here on your Facebook. I recommend linking Facebook to it. On your Facebook timeline, I recommend that too because you still want to get exposure. Any way that you can get exposure, that's what you want to do. And I'm not going to go over these again. Like I said, Twitter, link it, and everything. Now let's get back to your specific account. And remember, your account set up, your profile set up, so let's go into that. Oh, good. I can cut out what I need to. Now, in order to see your profile or how others might see your profile, with some slight differences, all you have to do is go over to the right, click on your name, and it'll show your profile. As you see in here, this section again, your profile has in your information. Remember, it's a minimum of 200 words. Now, I want to go back one area here. I notice a lot of people are putting the link to their website, putting their Facebook website in here. You don't really have to, because if you look on here, a link to your Facebook is already there. So I click on this link, it takes me right to my Facebook. So it becomes redundant and you're creating a backlink to Facebook that doesn't really need it. So in that specific area, you really want to include your own blog or your own website, something that's going to link back to you. Not something, you don't want to put in a link to an affiliate product or something to that effect. You want to put a link back to something to you, specifically your website or your blog. And I'm going to talk later on why it's so important to have your own website, specifically your own blog, and that's specifically for SEO reasons. We'll also go into that. Again, you see on here, it says you can click on there to the left. It shows how many boards that you have. Okay? And we'll also discuss board arrangements because that's also essential. But it gives a number of boards. As you see in here, how many times it shows what you pinned. You click on the number of pins. It gives all the pins, everything that you pinned on here. Everything that you've liked. You click on that. It shows everything that you've liked as well. So if you happen to be shopping or you want to remember something, this is a good way to do it too. You just click the like button, and it'll also help you as far as your exposure as well. And then click activity. It shows how things are moving on there, what you like, what things are liked, or how often it's liked. You can just kind of play around with it, but there's not much really to do other than look at it. But it tells you when it was liked, how long ago, when somebody repinned it. It gives you all that kind of information. If you're an information junkie, it tells you there. Right here, it tells you your followers. Okay, and we'll go over there as clicking on your followers and following back. We'll cover that later as well. And also how many that you're following. And basically, this is your profile. This is how others will see you. When they click on it, they want to see your Twitter. That's why I say you want to get connected to it. They click on that, and it opens up. It takes you to your Twitter. Now, this is what others will see when they click on you. Again, it's all about exposure. Over here, as I'm showing you, a good habit to do is when you see people that are repinning you, you actually want to go over and click on them and then start liking and repinning some things on their sites as well. That's a good practice. Let's see now. Okay, that covers setting up your profile. We're going to go on to the next lesson.